One question many Nigerians are asking is this: why is the Nigerian presidency not supporting Cardinal John Onayekon this time around? When Cardinal Onayekon criticized previous administrations on issues affecting Nigerians, many politicians applauded him for speaking truth to power. Today, with his comments directed at the current administration, some of those same voices are questioning his motives. Is the issue really what he said, or simply who he is criticizing? Is a question that continues to fuel public debate. Now, what if the bishops had met President Tinubu and came out from that meeting praising his administration? Chances are many of those criticizing Cardinal John Onayekon today would have described the meeting as one of the most successful engagements between the church and the presidency. The presidency has accused the cardinal of breaching confidentiality by discussing the private meeting during an Arise News interview. But many Nigerians see it differently. To them, the cardinal was not speaking for himself. He was giving voice to the concerns of millions of ordinary Nigerians. As many have said, the cassock is speaking the minds of the people. Now, this is worth remembering. Cardinal John Onayekon has never been known for speaking only when it is politically convenient. Back in 2006, during the controversy over former President Olusegun Obasanjo's proposed third-term agenda, Cardinal Onayekon openly opposed many attempts to extend presidential tenure beyond constitutional limits. At a time when many influential voices remained silent, he defended democracy, justice, and the rules of law. His position then was not based on politics, it was based on principle. Over the years, he has consistently spoken on issues of governance, justice, peace, and the welfare of Nigerians, regardless of who occupied the presidential villa. That is why many believe his recent comments should be viewed through the same lens. Whether one agrees with him or not, his public interventions have generally reflected what he believes is his moral responsibility as a senior leader of the Catholic Church, not loyalty to any political party. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dot Media News TV. We are looking at a developing political story that has sparked conversations across Nigeria. It involves the presidency, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, and a disagreement over one important question: what is the true state of the nation? This story is not just about politics, it is also about leadership, accountability, freedom of expression, and how different groups see the country's reality. Let's break it down in simple words. A few days ago, members of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria met privately with President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa. Normally, meetings like this are held behind closed doors, so both sides can speak freely. After the meeting, Cardinal John Onayekon granted an interview. In that interview, he revealed some of what happened during their discussion with the president. According to him, the bishops told President Tinubu that many Nigerians are experiencing severe economic hardship. They also raised concerns about insecurity and what they described as challenges facing Nigeria's democracy. However, Cardinal Onayekon said President Tinubu did not agree with the assessment. Instead, the president reportedly maintained that his administration is making progress and that the country is moving in the right direction. That interview quickly attracted attention because it offered the public a rare glimpse into a private meeting between religious leaders and the president. Soon after, the presidency responded. Presidential aide Temitope Ajayi criticized Cardinal Onayekon for revealing details of a meeting that was meant to remain confidential. According to him, discussing a private conversation in public was inappropriate. Ajayi also went beyond the issue of confidentiality. He also argued that the bishop's opinion is only one view among many. In other words, he believes that while the bishops have the right to express their concerns, their assessment should not automatically be accepted as the only truth. Ajayi explained that President Tinubu is fully aware of the country's problems. He said the president receives security reports every day, monitors events across Nigeria, and regularly consults experts and government officials. He also pointed to what he described as achievements of the administration, including better fiscal management, more regular payment of salaries and pensions, and ongoing economic reforms. From the presidency's perspective, these are signs that progress is being made, even if many Nigerians have not yet felt the true benefits. Governments often rely on economic figures to measure success. They may point to improvements in government revenue, exchange rate stability, debt management, or inflation trends. But ordinary citizens usually judge the economy differently. They ask simple questions like: can I afford food? Can I pay school fees? Can I find a job? Am I safe? If the answers to these questions are still negative for many people, they may conclude that life has not improved, regardless of what economic reports say. This is why governments and citizens sometimes arrive at a very different conclusions while looking at the same country. The second issue is the role of religious leaders. In Nigeria, religious organizations have historically spoken out on national issues. Many Nigerians expect church leaders and other faith leaders to speak whenever they believe people are suffering or when they see problems affecting the nation. Supporters of the bishops argue that they are simply carrying out their moral responsibility. Others believe religious leaders should be careful not to become involved in political debates that could divide their members. The third issue is confidentiality. Should Cardinal Onayekon have revealed what happened during a private meeting? Some people believe transparency helps citizens understand what their leaders are discussing. This story reminds us that in a democracy, disagreement is normal. Different institutions will often have different views on national issues. In a democracy, leaders are expected to listen not only to praise, but also to uncomfortable truths. Sometimes those truths come from politicians, other times they come from respected voices in civil society or the church. The bigger question, therefore, is not whether Cardinal Onayekon spoke. The real question is whether the concerns raised by the bishops deserve serious attention. Also, the important thing is that these conversations remain respectful, focused on facts, and ultimately centered on finding solutions that improve the lives of citizens. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest news, analysis, and trending stories. Thank you very much for watching. And this is Dot Media News TV. Stay informed, stay inspired, and I'll see you in my next video.